Have you met anyone who pays for insurance every month but don't quite know what they are paying for? The only thing they know is they bought it from a trusted agent friend whom they have confidence that he or she won't con them and hopefully have their best interest in mind. But is that true? Maybe you're one of them. So, in this video, we work with Prudential Assurance to bring more transparency to the topic of insurance and help you become smarter with financial literacy. Someone once told me this: life is like a box of chocolate. You never know what you're gonna get. Insurance is not something new. It goes way back. Ancient Romans created burial clubs. So in the event of unexpected death of a club member, other members would pay for the funeral expenses. This was the earliest form of life insurance. Generally, people buy insurance because we can't predict the future. We just have to deal with whatever that life serves us, like this pandemic, or accident, or illnesses. And insurance helps us to minimize the consequence that comes with these uncertainties. But the thing is, sometimes we do hear stories about insurance claim getting rejected, which makes us all wonder, can insurance company actually do that? If yes, under what circumstances? Generally, claim disputes can happen under a few common reasons. The first one is when the incident happened during the contestability period. Insurance policies have a contestability period that's typically in effect for 2 years after their purchase. Now, this means during these 2 years, your insurer can investigate whether you have provided the correct information on your life insurance application. If you have hid something on your application that the insurer may refuse to pay the benefit, for example, if you have a small medical condition that you think there's no need to inform the insurer, but eventually you made a claim, you may find your claim being challenged. How do we solve this? Just don't hide anything in your insurance application lah. Make sure that you have properly disclosed all the necessary information. Second, when the incident falls under the exclusion of the policy, such as treatment or surgical operation for congenital abnormalities, which means abnormalities that a person is born with. Injuries that are arising from illegal activities or extreme sports like scuba diving, skydiving, or war. Now, these exclusion items are not hidden. In fact, insurers have made it a point to include the whole list of exclusion items within the policy document to provide a clear communication with policyholder. So, when you purchase an insurance policy, do check it out to have a better understanding on what's covered and what's not. However, do remember, different policies may carry different clauses. So do check out and understand every policy that you purchase. Having said that, during the COVID pandemic outbreak, many people were also wondering if pandemic is covered under their insurance policy. This depends on your insurance company. But the good news is Prudential Malaysia is now covering pandemic. So if you want to find out more, do speak to a Prudential wealth planner. But do remember, even when insurance cover also, please lah, wear a mask and follow SOP, okay? Don't play. The third most common reason for claim dispute is when the treatment at the hospital is not medically necessary. This means that in order to claim, the attending doctor has to provide you with treatment that is medically necessary, not just a random treatment or diagnostic test simply because it can claim from insurance. Now, this is not just to protect the insurance company, but also to protect you as a policy holder. Next time, before you receive a treatment, communicate with your doctor if the treatment is actually necessary or not, and also check with your agent or the insurance company if the claim could potentially face any challenges. On the other hand, during the claim procedure, the insurer will always request a report from the doctor if they have doubts on the matter. So, if that happens, the doctor will need to provide his justification on the prescribed treatment for you. And finally, claim dispute can also happen when the cost of treatment is above the reasonable and customary charges. Basically, the idea is that the hospital or doctor should not be charging you exorbitantly on a particular treatment. It should adhere to a certain market rate. Some of you have probably heard before that certain medical center will charge you more on the treatment when it's under insurance claim. Yes, I've once inquired about cataract surgery in a popular medical center. The first thing they asked me is if I'm going to claim it under insurance. When I asked why does it matter, then the person told me this: if claim under insurance, the cost will be more expensive. But if it is paid by myself, the cost is much cheaper. Walao eh! different price just because I am gonna claim insurance. If you think, this kind of thing, insurance company pay more only nothing to do with me also. Well, you must remember the saying, goat hair grow on goat body. Eventually, the policy holder will have to pay the price either through a premium increase or claim restriction. Additionally, this also may impact your future claim as it uses up your limit, leaving you with less to spend in the future when you really need to spend. So, speak up or lodge a complaint if you find a doctor or a hospital doing such a thing. Actually, there are no hidden clause. Everything is communicated through the policy document in plain language, and it's our responsibility as a financial consumer to read it up and understand what we are getting ourselves into. I know the policy document is a pretty thick book actually. Even though it's written in plain language, not many people will really read through it. Here is where an agent or financial planner will assist you to run through the policy document and make sure you have taken note of all the necessary information in the insurance policy. Talking about insurance agent, many people only meet their agent when they plan to buy a new policy, but they neglect the importance of conducting yearly review. So they end up missing out on opportunities to maximize their value. Those policy holders who did not do a yearly review were still paying 200 ringgit a month for the old 100,000 ringgit annual coverage, when their friends who did an upgrade were paying probably around 220 ringgit a month. That's what we call missing out on value.
Snooze, you lose.
On the other hand, there could also be new products that cover new benefits that may be more up to date with our current lifestyle. For example, Prudential launched a new product last year called Pru All Care, which covers mental illness as well. Y'all don't know, right? Remember, do your regular review. Don't be scared of your agent. The worst is you get a free coffee from them.
Give me that coffee now.
Anyway, there are so many types of insurance benefit out there and it can be quite confusing. So here's a brief explanation on the common type of insurance coverage. The first one, life insurance coverage. This one pays out a lump sum to the beneficiary if death or total permanent disability happens. Critical illness coverage. This one pays out a lump sum to the policyholder if he or she is diagnosed with one of the covered critical illness. Then personal accident coverage. This one pays out a lump sum to the policyholder if there's a disability that results from an accident. And then we have medical coverage, which pays for the medical necessary treatment resulting from hospitalization. Now, this could be paid directly to the hospital or it could be in the form of reimbursement basis. This will depend on your insurance plan. So it's very important that you pick your insurance according to your financial need. For example, if you want to make sure your wife or your spouse can pay for your children's school fee when you pass away, you will need a life insurance coverage, not a medical insurance. However, if you're single and you don't need to leave anything behind for any dependents, then you probably need critical illness coverage or medical coverage more. Like that, then at least when you can't work due to critical illness, you will get a lump sum as income replacement, while your medical treatment is paid by your medical insurance. The point I want to make is this: insurance is a long-term commitment. You don't want to be paying for it over a long period of time, only to realize that it doesn't help you to achieve your purpose. One more thing is this: some say you should spend 10% of your income on insurance, but I think there's a better way. Use a multiple to your annual income. At the end of the day, you want to have sufficient benefit that is able to cover the living expenses of yourself or your family if you're unable to work due to death or illnesses. And a simple rule of thumb is 10 times of your annual income if you are a family man, 5 times if you're married but without children, and 3 times if you're single without any dependents. What matters is you want to have sufficient coverage, and measuring it against a multiple of your annual income is probably a better way. By the way, do you know that there are also ways to save up on your premiums so you can focus on the necessary benefits? For example, if you already got a good insurance coverage from your company, you actually can consider using a deductible medical plan. For example, the first 5,000 of your medical bill will be paid out of your pocket or covered by your company's medical plan. You can only claim for the medical expenses that are beyond 5,000 ringgit. This kind of plan can save you loads on your insurance premium, therefore allowing you to maximize every ringgit you have. On the other hand, there are also certain types of term plans such as True Cancer X that can provide a higher coverage for much lesser premium. Inquire with your insurer to see if there are any ways that you can maximize your ringgit to give you the most coverage. Now, at the end of the day, we have to be financially literate to make smart financial decisions. However, we know that it takes time to learn. So the easiest way to start is by asking the right question. Next time, when you meet your agent or financial planner, ask this question to help you make the best decision for yourself. First one, if I die, how will this plan benefit my family or dependent? If I cannot work due to a critical illness, how will this plan help me? If I need to seek medical service at the hospital, what can I claim and how much can I claim? And what do I need to pay out of my own pocket? Check with them as well if they have a deductible medical plan. What are the exclusions under the policy that you're buying? Do ask them also to show you the exclusion clauses that is within the policy document in black and white.